9:30 a.m., D-Day. The invasion of Normandy at Omaha Beach is collapsing. Thousands of American soldiers are dead or wounded from German bombs and bullets, as well as from seasickness that weakens them before battle. Drowning caused by the weight of their equipment. Amphibious tanks that sink in rough seas. And parachute harnesses that don't release underwater. The soldiers fighting back face incredible odds. On the beach, injured Private Hal Baumgarten sizes up the situation.
I thought we were losing. It was just a matter of time.
And begin to cross my mind, maybe this invasion's failed.
But one man has been watching from offshore. He sees that without leadership and belief, the mission at Omaha Beach will fail. At 51, he's the oldest soldier there. General Norman Dutch Cota. He's from a humble background. In the Army, accepted to West Point, he excelled. Later, he married Eleanor Roosevelt's cousin. Now, a few hundred yards off Omaha Beach, Cota realizes this is the defining moment of his career, and he acts.
Cota knows he has three priorities. One is to inject some leadership, two is to get his men off the beach, and three is then to take the attack to the Germans.
Once ashore, Cota takes control.
Suddenly, some of my men, they said, "Hey, Captain, look at that guy down there." And I looked down the beach about 100 to 150 yards, and here was a man waving a cigar, and he was yelling at people on the beach.
It was hard to believe that somebody was running across that beach, because the beach was still active with firing.
Even at that range, he looked a little rotund compared to most of us, and we said, "Wonder what he is."
The man was fearless.
What he decided at that point was, okay, what I need to do is to take charge of this situation, because I see death and destruction and chaos, and I need to take charge here because no one is.
We're gonna get to that headland. We're gonna break out of this deep.
Cota was up, he was talking, he was encouraging the people, imparting some of his bravery into them.
He said, "We can't stay here. We got to go inland."
As he was leaving me, he turned and said, "I know you won't let me down."
But leadership also requires strategy.
Just beyond the seawall, there were two lines of barbed wire. Cota needed to get his men through them and across the open ground beyond before they could start to attack the Germans in their gun positions.
Getting through the first line of barbed wire is relatively simple. The challenge is to cut through the second line, 10 yards up the hill. For that, Cota has an answer.
Right, what we've got here is a Bangalore torpedo. This is just like the ones the Rangers used on the beach in 1944. And as you can see, it comes in two parts. The first part is a steel tube like this, and it's filled with around about 75 pounds of TNT. You can see that it's got like a bullet-headed end to help it get through barbed wire entanglements and what have you. This is the second bit, and as you can see, this part will slot into the end of this one and join it together to help it push through the defences you're going to blow.
For soldiers under fire, the key is speed. The Bangalore torpedo must blast through the wire quickly. Time to test the weapon.
Bangalore torpedo has blown a channel right through our barbed wire entanglement, actually blasting both sides of the barbed wire, either side of the channel. You can actually smell the explosives on it. You can see the discoloration, and it's just cut it. It's gone.
The Bangalore torpedo can do the job for Cota and the men, but it must be put into place. And the first men to try to do it have just been killed. When General Dutch Cota arrived on Omaha Beach, he faced an almost impossible task. American soldiers are pinned down on a narrow strip of sand, trapped by Germans on one side, the sea on the other. Weary and wounded, they're close to giving up. Now Cota must inspire them to believe they can win the battle. To get off the beach, they must climb a hill and cut through barbed wire, a job that's already cost him lives. Help seems just offshore. 12 warships able to fire on the German bunkers in support of the men on Omaha Beach. The captain of one ship, James Sims of the USS Frankfurt, wants to help, but can't. He's under orders to hold off. His job is not to save soldiers on the beach, but to protect the vulnerable fleet of troop ships stationed offshore. For the moment, that leaves General Cota and his men on their own. The first part of Cota's plan to get off the beach works. They blow a hole in the barbed wire barrier. But waiting near the top of the hill for them is an MG-42 machine gun, firing 25 bullets a second. One of Cota's men volunteers to charge the fastest machine gun in the world.
Imagine you're Cota. For the second time, you found yourself in a moment of crisis. One man is shot, screaming in agony. Your other soldiers watching on, their resolve wavering. What do you do?
That general knew that he was in command at that time and that he needed to make something happen or they were all going to die.
Cota shows his resolve with a now famous remark. Gentlemen, we are being killed on the beaches. Let us go inland and be killed. He then deploys the best weapon at his disposal. Leadership. And is the first to run up the hill. One commander's decision leads to action that inspires his men. It will prove a major turning point in the battle for Omaha Beach.